You're watching the show that puts Mid-Michigan news in focus. This is Focal Point. Coming up on Focal Point, I'll have the story of why the Michigan State football team may soon be smelling roses.
Tonight on Focal Point, I'll tell you why today might be a good day to do your Christmas shopping in East Lansing.
And around the world, millions are feeling the loss of an iconic Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Focal Point starts now.
Good evening, I'm Alex Barhorse.
And I'm Greg Monahan. Welcome to Focal Point. The world is mourning today as one of the most influential political leaders in the world has passed. Nelson Mandela passed away Thursday night at his Johannesburg home after battling a recurring lung infection and poor health for years. The flag on the White House was flown at half-staff Thursday night, and there was a moment of silence taken at the United Nations. Mandela, the former president of South Africa, won the Nobel Peace Prize and traveled the world, but only after being imprisoned after 27 years because of his activism against apartheid in South Africa. Mandela was known for repairing South Africa's image and promoting tolerance in the country and around the world. Barack Obama and his citizens of South Africa reflected on his life.
We've lost one of the most influential, courageous, and profoundly good human beings that any of us will share time with on this earth.
He's just such an inspiration to me, everything he went through and what he stood for, and just he shared such love and compassion, and he's truly, hero is the best word to describe him to me.
Nelson Mandela was 95 years old. And shifting over to a little bit of better news, Spartan fans are very excited about tomorrow's Big Ten championship game and the thoughts of a rosy New Year's trip out west. Things are looking more likely that way, and win or lose, they might be headed to the Rose Bowl. East Lansing is buzzing. Mark D'Antonio and the Spartan football team has given campus a lot to get excited about.
It's something we've been waiting for and hoping for since the late 80s.
Now, nothing is set in stone just yet, but the Spartan football team could be headed to Pasadena for the first time since 1988.
Michigan State, champions of the Big Ten.
The Spartans won that game against USC 20-17, but have endured a 25-year dry spell since then.
Most of the students around, depending on their age, weren't even born yet.
After last week's game against Minnesota, it looked like the Spartans would have to beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game to punch their ticket to Pasadena.
The season doesn't end after next week. The season ends in the bowl game, and I think that's what you have to look at. You have to see how do we finish.
But after Auburn's upset of Alabama last weekend, the Buckeyes will likely play for the national championship if they beat the Spartans in Indianapolis. That means the Rose Bowl will need a different school, and it's likely they'll want to keep a Big Ten Pac-12 matchup.
And it's more than likely that the Rose Bowl is going to select a Big Ten team because they want to keep that tradition going.
MSU's number 10 ranking in the BCS is going to help.
And Michigan State would be eligible.
It's simple for the Spartans. A win tomorrow, and they're in the Rose Bowl. But even with a loss, it's still going to take a lot to bump Michigan State out of its first ever BCS appearance.
They would have to just get taken to the house by Ohio State in embarrassing fashion to fall out of there, and I don't think anybody expects that to happen.
Which means the Spartans could be singing the fight song on January 1st in sunny Southern California. If Michigan State does win tomorrow, it'll be the school's first 12-win season ever.
It's December, and that, of course, means holiday shopping in full swing. While most customers are familiar with Black Friday, it's not the only Friday to save a few bucks while hunting for Christmas presents in East Lansing.
It's a good day for business at the Campus Corner.
Hey there, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Campus Corner is one of 29 East Lansing businesses drawing in customers with Green Friday deals.
We'll see that we had an uptick in sales. The city should be promoting small businesses if they want their storefronts to be full.
The city of East Lansing is in fact supporting small business workers like Chad Freehoff.
109, thank you.
They created Green Friday, the equivalent of Black Friday, but for local businesses, and they're getting the word out too.
Promotion is done by the city, so we aren't spending our money to advertise for it.
Green Friday comes at a good time for local business, as many college kids are doing their Christmas shopping. The store staff told me Michigan State mom and pop sweatshirts are a particularly hot commodity.
The grandma and grandpa Michigan State stuff. This place is cheaper and better, I think.
But not everyone is sold on local business.
Online's really easy, but I mean, just the cheapest thing, really.
Still, Freehoff said Green Friday should continue for the sake of East Lansing retail.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see it continue because anything they can do to help small businesses is going to make other people want to open more businesses here, which will diversify what East Lansing has to offer.
And it saves shoppers money, too.
These are on sale. Receipt in the bag?
Yep.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, ladies.
If you didn't get your shopping in today, the Green Friday deals will continue on Saturday.
Jews around the world celebrated Hanukkah this past week, and in the United States it coincided with Thanksgiving for the first time in more than 100 years. The Festival of Lights celebrates the Jews' victory over the Syrians. It is celebrated for 8 days because after the Jewish temple was destroyed, they found only one container of oil left that was supposed to burn for only one night on the menorah, but instead it lasted for 8. The holiday, which many are calling Thanksgiving, won't fall this early again for another 79,000 years.
Pope Francis has been in the headlines frequently since being elected in March, and his popularity is helping to reinvigorate Catholicism. Focal Point's Mara Thompson tells us how many local Catholics are embracing his ideas.
Pope Francis may be new to the papacy, but he's already made an impact. It's called the Pope Francis effect.
A lot of my friends who have been away from the church said, now this is a pope that speaks to my heart.
The Center for the Study of New Religions surveyed 250 priests. 51% say they've seen a significant rise in church-going since Francis's election. And even young people are excited about the new pope.
He's charismatic enough and loving enough that people are drawn to that type of person.
Pope Francis's selfless personality isn't the only thing gaining him popularity. He's been making changes to the church, which can be seen around the world, including here at St. John's.
Never before have people responded like that to me before. They go, oh, we got a new pope, and, you know, oh gosh, more rules, oh, more changes. But this one is like, oh my gosh, more changes for the better. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so wonderful for all of us.
Changes like not focusing on abortion, gay marriage, and divorce, but instead on helping those in need.
People can really relate to him and look to him as an example, not so much as just a power authority, but also as a service-oriented person that they can relate to. And, oh yeah, I can do that too. Maybe you won't be the Pope, but you know, you can live a good Catholic life like that.
For Focal Point, I'm Mara Thompson.
Pope Francis is also the first Jesuit and South American to become a pope. Coming up, Michigan State is starting to phase out an iconic symbol to many Spartans.
And students in the College of Engineering are showing off their final projects as most students are starting to hit the books. All that and more coming up after the break.
There are moments of triumph, of discovery, and achievement. But what makes these moments possible? It's the early mornings, the late nights. It's having the will to persevere. So let's take a moment to celebrate. But more importantly, let's salute the will it takes to get there. Spartans will. They've been called leaders, lifesavers, and world changers. They're also called Spartans.
The traditional Block S logo is slowly disappearing around campus. We'll tell you what's replacing it. And U.S. Senator Carl Levin makes a stop at the MSU College of Law. Greg is here with those stories and more in our on-campus report.
Thank you, Alex. And you might notice a slow change in how the Spartans are represented on campus over the next few years. The Michigan State Communications and Brand Strategy Department is slowly phasing out the Spartan S logo and replacing it with the Spartan helmet. That will mean changes will be coming to campus, including the school's field hockey service. And the department says that market research shows Spartan helmet does a better job of bringing Michigan State to mind than the traditional Block S, because that's very similar to both Syracuse and Stanford University. While most MSU students are ready to get their final exams over with, the campus engineers are showing theirs off. Today is the annual Design Day in the College of Engineering, and graduating seniors are putting their inventions on display to potential employers. Food processors, computer software, spinning gears, and more could all be found at this year's event. Participants said that they learned a lot from the experience and enjoyed turning their studies into a tangible invention. More than 35 industrial sponsors attended this year's Design Day, and students were happy to see that their work was being recognized.
For potential employers, I'm sure it is great to see that people our age are getting out there and actually doing something. I know it's always great to just get your name out there, and that FaceTime is always an improvement.
High school students and potential future Spartans also attended the event. They got an idea of what the College of Engineering has to offer. Now, Senator Carl Levin paid a visit to the MSU College of Law Friday, speaking at the annual Frank Kelly Institute Lecture Series. It was a packed house with students, faculty, and government officials to hear Levin speak about the nuclear option, which is a proposal to change the voting system in the U.S. Senate. The lecture is named after former Attorney General Frank Kelly, who was in attendance to support Levin, and his former Assistant Attorney General. Levin is the oldest running Michigan senator, serving 6 terms starting in 1978, and he was honored as Time Magazine's top 10 senators in 2006. Frank J. Kelly Institute of Ethics in the Legal Profession helps promote ethics in law through teaching, research, and outreach. MSU's Filipino American Student Society held their first Philippine Culture Night Saturday to support Filipino culture and the recent typhoon tragedy in the Philippines. Students, families, and friends gathered at University Christian Church, all with the goal of promoting cultural enlightenment and raising funds for Typhoon Haiyan relief. The program featured 12 performances, including traditional and modern dances, poetry, and more, each giving a unique flavor of the Filipino culture and roots. The night ended with a taste of traditional Filipino cuisine shared amongst friends and students and family. Students who performed were not only from the University of Michigan State University, but also from schools around the Midwest, including Ohio State University, the University of Toledo, and the University of Michigan.
We have a really good network in the Midwest of Filipino and Filipino American associations at different schools, and it's just kind of like the custom that we support each other in the community.
The funds raised by the Philippine Culture Night will be split equally toward the Sagip Kapamilya Foundation and the Salvation Army Philippines Division, both of whom are conducting relief efforts for typhoon-hit areas. And finals week is here once again at MSU, and students are filing into the library to get some last-minute studying done. You can tell that it's final week because the library is getting busier. Students say that they find it a good place to study because it offers many different resources, and some students are taking advantage of every resource available, using study partners and even sleeping on the couch when a break is needed. Sparty's is no exception either, with the students getting their coffee and energy drink fix to keep them awake for the long road ahead. Students say that good study habits are essential for a successful finals week.
Well, mainly just hammering out, wake up early, stay in the library as long as I can, stay awake with caffeine, and the will to try to do better.
And that's what's up on campus. We'll send it back to Alex.
Thanks, Greg. Well, Spartan football fans are hoping for a big win in Indianapolis tomorrow. We'll have a preview. Plus, MSU's volleyball and soccer teams are hoping to advance in the NCAA tournament. Those stories and more are next in sports.
What a victory for this team who's come so far. Kristen Bell, she heaves it up from half court and good! top, tries a three. That's good.
I'm Alex Barhorst with this week's sports. As we talked about earlier in the newscast, the MSU football team is now in Indianapolis preparing for Saturday's Big Ten championship game against Ohio State. The 11-1 Spartans need a victory to ensure their first Rose Bowl trip since 1988. The Spartans lost to Ohio State last year, and head coach Mark D'Antonio is making sure the team learns from the mistakes they made then.
You know, we're talking about a game of inches last year. And, you know, the one thing that I would say at the end of the football game, they found a way to grind it out, and that's what won the game, inevitably. You know, we didn't get the ball back with 4 minutes to go. But, you know, I do think what's made our defense better are the takeaways, the sacks, and just another year of experience, you know, with our guys who were playing last year.
Being an Ohio native, you know, having all my friends that go to Ohio State, people I went to school with that go to Ohio State, obviously the game's, you know, already big enough, but you know, having those extra people, those ties with people who are connected to the university, it does make the game a lot bigger.
ESPN's College Game Day will be live in Indianapolis starting at 7 a.m. and kickoff is set for 8:17 p.m. on Fox. And we talked to people on campus to get their predictions and thoughts on Saturday's game in this week's Sidewalk Survey.
Actually, the first football game I ever saw was the Rose Bowl game of 1988. Yeah, and that for me, that's what really got me interested in Michigan State football. And ever since then, I've been waiting for a return to the Rose Bowl.
Oh, we're totally going to win.
Why do you think that?
Well, if U of M can do as well against them as they did, we're totally going to beat them.
I think we do. I think we're going to win. I'm looking forward to the game. I think we're going to win. I think it's our year.
Obviously, our defense this year is great. I'm not as excited about the offense as some of the announcers on the TV are. I think Ohio State is going to win.
Wow.
I'm going to be sad about that, but I think Ohio State is going to win.
Keeping my fingers crossed. Really hoping we'll win it. You know, I'm excited. I'm going to the game.
You are? Oh, very cool.
So I'm hoping we win, but
the potential's there. They can do it. But will they do it? What kind of energy will they bring to the game?
But head coach Mark D'Antonio's team had more business to take care of in the regular season finale against Minnesota. It was all defense again for Michigan State as they forced 3 more turnovers and held Golden Gophers to just 9 pass completions. While Minnesota struggled to move the ball, it was not an issue for Jeremy Langford, who rushed for 134 yards and a score. The Spartans capped their perfect Big Ten season with an 8-0 record and will try for the school's first 12-win season ever tomorrow in Indianapolis against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Wednesday was a showdown of 2 legendary coaches as Roy Williams of North Carolina and Tom Izzo of the Spartans faced off. Adrian Payne and Gary Harris combined for 33 points, and the game was tied at the half, but the Tar Heels proved to be too much for the Spartans, pulling away late for a 79-65 victory. Marcus Page had 13 points and 5 assists for UNC, and Kennedy Meeks came off the bench to lead the Heels with 15 points in just 18 minutes. Tom Izzo has now lost 7 straight games against UNC, and he wasn't happy after the team's first loss.
One of the more disappointing performances in my career here, to be honest with you. I just thought from the opening jump ball, they kind of took it to us. And
Next game for the men's team is December 14th against Oakland University in Auburn Hills. Meantime, the 25th ranked MSU women's basketball team will travel to Blacksburg, Virginia on Saturday to take on the Hokies of Virginia Tech. The Spartans soccer team is moving on in the NCAA tournament and has made it to the Elite 8. They'll play Saturday in South Bend in a rematch against Notre Dame to potentially advance to the College Cup. 11th-seeded Michigan State is playing in its 16th NCAA tournament and the first that they've reached this far since 1968. The Spartans lost to Notre Dame earlier in November since coach Damon Rensing now realizes it will be a battle against a tough Irish team.
And we're really looking forward to playing a very good Notre Dame team. We played a lot of good teams this year, but to me, Notre Dame's the most complete team we've played all year. They're one of the top, in the top 3 probably in the polls, and for my money, they've got the best player in the country in Harry Shipp.
The MSU volleyball team travels to Kentucky this weekend for the NCAA tournament, where they will play a first-round game against Ohio. This is the 16th time the MSU volleyball team has been to the NCAA tournament and third consecutive year to receive an at-large bid. Coach Kathy George is hoping the team can move on to the next round on Sunday.
But the balance and the contributions that you have across the board really is what makes Ohio special. So we know that that's a very tough draw, and we know that it's going to be a challenge getting in there. But our team is ready.
The first round was supposed to start today, but has been moved to Saturday because of bad weather down in Kentucky. If the team wins, they will play the winner of the Kentucky-Duquesne match, and that's what's happening in sports. Greg, back to you.
Winter has arrived and skaters flurried from around the Midwest last week to compete in the U.S. Figure Skating Midwest Sectionals held right here in East Lansing. Alex Scharg has more.
Suburban Ice in East Lansing played host to more than 200 participants Wednesday through Saturday. Youth skaters ranging between as young as 12 and as old as 17 years old competed at the juvenile, intermediate, novice, junior, and senior levels. Each level sends the top 4 finishers to the national championships in Boston, so the pressure was high. But it was the local feel that fueled senior level skater and East Lansing resident Hannah Miller.
It means a lot to me. The community is so supportive of everything I do. And yesterday during my short program, the crowd was crazy. It was so loud and just so much fun to have everyone here supporting me. 14-year-old skater Ivan Mokov has been skating his whole life and dreams one day to continue it professionally. He had to compete with the home ice banners hanging over his head.
Everybody that I know came here and they were watching me. I wanted to do my best.
And many were on the edge of their seats.
Having the Midwest Sectionals here in East Lansing definitely helps the community. But for some of the Midwest competitors competing against the local talent from East Lansing, Suburban Ice and home ice advantage might be a little unfair.
Like, people are like, oh my God, it's only because they're at their home rink, and it's like, no, that's not only why. We practice just as much as you guys do. It's just what happened.
Sam Parks practices unlike most skaters, as he competes in pair skating, but even with the extra task of working with another skater, Sam's partner Devin Pasco says the home ice affects her differently.
Sure, you're a little more comfortable, but at any competition you should be ready to skate.
And along with Devin, Maeve Pasco agreed right along with little sis.
The atmosphere and everything, it could almost be even more distracting if it's your home ice, because you have all these people that, you know, come up to you and everything, so sometimes that can almost throw you off a little bit.
But it did not matter, as the local Mid-Michigan skaters took home 4 first-place awards and 1 second-place award. 5 of those 6 skaters will move on to the national competition in Boston. And for Ivan's mom, Oksana, who is also his coach, it means a lot more on both ends.
It's a double pressure, be as a mom and be as a coach. So yeah, it's really hard. Emotionally, like nervous and everything, yeah, it's really hard.
We will see if skating away from home ice will affect the local heroes in Boston. For Focal Point, I'm Alex Scharg.
The national competition in Boston is taking place January 5th through January 12th.
And finally tonight, the Ingham County Animal Shelter hosted a pet adoption open house recently to help those looking to adopt animals during the holiday season. The event at Petco in Lansing featured many animals as well as information for those wanting to adopt. The shelter took in nearly 3,200 animals this year, and for the first time ever, they didn't have to put any animals down due to overcrowding. Volunteers stress how important it is to adopt animals from local shelters.
I think people care about more than what they like versus what their pets want. They'd rather have the best for them than what's best for their pets.
You can adopt animals by going to their website at ac.inghamcounty.org or visiting them in person at the shelter. Every Wednesday is half-off adoption days. Well, that just about does it for our show tonight. I'm Alex Barhorst.
Thank you for watching. I'm Greg Monahan, and now we will leave you with holiday wishes from the entire Focal Point team. Good night, everybody.
I'm Daniel Hamburg, and I'm the producer for Focal Point, and I just want to wish everyone happy holidays.
My name is Nate Strauss, and I want to wish everyone a happy holiday.
Hi, I'm Maria Palmo. I'm the director for Focal Point, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Allison Kuntz, and I'm prompter for Focal Point, and I just want to wish you happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Ashley Weigel. I do graphics for Focal Point. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Alex Barhorst. I'm a reporter for Focal Point, and I'm wishing you a happy holidays.
Hi, happy holidays. I'm Lisa Whiting-Dobson. I'm the faculty advisor for the technical staff of Focal Point.
Hi, I'm Mike Kidd. I run audio for Focal Point, and I want to wish you a happy holidays.
Hi, my name is Brent Fenara, and I want to wish you happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Brian Wolf, and I'd like to wish you happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Bob Gould, executive producer for Focal Point. Hope everybody has a great holiday season.
My name's Greg Monahan. I anchor Focal Point. I'd like to wish everybody really happy holidays.